everyone! Let's get started. Using my Revlon Photo Ready foundation in 004 Nude, I'm going to rub it between my clean fingertips to warm it up and then just pat it gently on my face. After that, I'm using my e.l.f. small stippling brush to just buff it in and blend it out. Even just using this small amount of foundation really cancels out the redness in my face and actually provides a lot of coverage. You can already tell how much coverage is actually there. Then I'm just going to use a small pump on the back of my hand, and applying it with a stippling brush, I'm just going to put it on areas where I have a little bit more redness and breakouts, and this will just help keep it from using too much concealer. I'm making sure to also apply it to my jawline and blend it down so that it blends into my natural skin color. After that, I'm taking my Smashbox High Definition Concealer in Light, and I'm just going to apply that straight to any kind of acne scars or red marks on my face. Sorry, that's my cat. Okay, then I'm just going to kind of pat out the color with the small stippling brush. If you buff it too much, it'll just smear the color all over your face and it won't cover up your blemishes. So just use a gentle patting motion and take your time. I've also applied a lip balm before this, as well as a face primer. The lip balm will help keep my lips moisturized before putting on lip color. Then I'm taking my 10 color concealer palette from BH Cosmetics and taking the lightest, peachiest color. I'm going to pat that all over my eyelid area. This is just to dispel any kind of under eye darkness and to cover up any veins, and it just adds in a bit of brightness. I'm just going to do this to both of my eyes. And I use my ring finger because the warmth from my fingers will help really melt the concealer into my face. After that's done, I'm taking a fluffy brush and my Revlon Photo Ready translucent powder and just setting the concealer so that it doesn't budge or crease. This will also help later on when we apply our colors so that they blend out better. I'm just doing that to my other eye. Okay, taking the translucent powder once more and a big fluffy brush from Semi Kashuk, I'm going to press that into my face. This will just help ensure that my foundation and concealer won't move throughout the day, and the translucent powder will also help dispel any kind of SPF backflash in photography. Then I'm taking my e.l.f. blush and bronzer duo in St. Lucia, and I'm applying the blush kind of on the back side of my cheekbones so that the color doesn't get too close to the center of my face. And this color also has a bit of sheen to it, so I don't really need to use a highlighter. Then taking a buffing brush from Semi Kashuk, I'm going to buff a little bit of that bronzer under my cheekbones and into my temples, just to add a little bit of definition into my face. After that, I'm going to take my CoverGirl Brown Eye Makers in Light Blonde and my spoolie to just brush through my eyebrows and make sure they're neat. Then using feathering motions, not using too heavy of a hand, I'm just going to brush the crayon, the wax pencil, through my eyebrows just to fill them in and to make them a little bit fuller, just to add some frame to my face. Just there I was indicating the difference between the unfilled eyebrow and the filled one. It really does make a little bit of difference, and you really don't have to do much. And you really don't have to change your brow shape if you don't want to. This is just to have an anchor point. After I fill them in, I'm going to go back in with my spoolie and just make sure there aren't any clumps of wax and make sure that everything is neat and natural looking. After that, I'm taking my Lime Crime eyeshadow helper and I'm going to pat that all over my lids. This primer tends to dry pretty fast, so you're going to want to work kind of quickly after this point. But I'm just patting that all over my lid. Then I'm taking my 180 palette from e.l.f. and a shader brush, and I'm patting kind of a light creamy shimmery color all over my lid. And this is just to give a nice base and to make sure that the color sets properly. Then I'm going to take a slightly lighter color and apply that to my brow bone as a slight highlight and to also help blend. Then taking that same brush and a kind of a shimmery mauvey color, I'm going to start drawing the shape that I want with the eyeshadow. I'm kind of going for an elongated cat eye shape. I'm just going to pat that onto my lid and take my time making sure that I get the shape that I want. And as you can see, I kind of check back and forth and make sure that the shapes are even on both sides and that the saturation is the same. After that, I'm taking that same fluffy brush from before with the leftover translucent powder and just slightly blending out the edges. I don't want it to be too harsh. I think that the shape will be dramatic enough. Then I'm taking a small pencil brush from Eco Tools and a cool brown matte color. And I'm going to put that in my crease and under my, or on my lower lash line. This is just to start adding some of that definition. Then after that, I'm taking the fluffy brush from before and mixing a kind of brighter, more vibrant heather colored eyeshadow with a warmer kind of brown matte eyeshadow. And then I'm going to swirl that in the outer corner of each of my eyes. This is just to give a more blended effect, but also adding some depth without having it be too one color palette looking. If that makes any sense. Then I'm taking this shimmery bronze color and I'm applying that to the outer half of my lid, and I'm kind of blending it with the other colors. This just adds a little bit more warmth to the look and a little bit more dimension because the shimmeriness will add some light into my eyes. Then I'm taking a light shimmery shade from the M. Michelle Phan palette, the Nightlife palette. That one's Twinkle Twinkle. Then I'm going to take Creme from the same Nightlife palette and apply that to my brow bone and blend it out. Then I am taking Private Party from the palette and I'm just adding that to the crease to add a little bit more depth of color. Then taking this kind of stiff, small lining brush, I'm going to use Get Ready from her Nightlife palette as the liner color. This just helps create the look that my eyelashes are a lot fuller than they really are at this point. Then I'm going to take Hors d'oeuvres from the M. Nightlife palette and use that as my highlighting color for my inner eye corners. After that, I'm taking the CoverGirl Liquiline Blast in Very Black and I'm tight lining my upper lash line. After that, I'm going to take Lancome's Hypno Star mascara in Midnight Black and put that on my top and bottom lashes. And I'm sorry, but I failed to film what I did with my lips. What I did was I outlined my lips with a NYX lip pencil in soft brown and then put a Gemma Kid gloss over it in nude or in dressed. Here's the outfit that I would wear this with. It's a dress from Forever 21. The skirt is pleather and the top is kind of a racerback wine color. What I have over it is a little shawl from Forever 21. It's got a lot of the same colors in it. And then my stockings are also from Forever 21 and they have a really cute little bow detail in them. And the boots are from a store in New York City. My accessories are all from Claire's. The earrings I had since senior year, so a few years now. The bracelet I've had for a few years, it's also from Claire's. My ring I've had forever. But that is the completed look and I just threw my hair back. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm so sorry you guys didn't get to see the lips, but thanks for watching so much. And here are some pictures. a little bit of a close-up. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays. Bye!
It isn't good to drink alone. That's how I'll remember this.